Hi folks, welcome to This Just Plugged In. Thanks for all the love and comments on the previous episode. Doing something a little bit different. I'm doing basses today, kind of. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna walk around.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Just have one of those. Just trust the process. Thank you. This is a bass show now. Hi everybody. Daddy's home. 1959.
Stay
Laurel, how you doing, dude?
Locked solid.
Woo! Scared, baby.
Amen.
I love these. Let's go. And now I'm gonna turn the knob. Wait. Yeah, it's got like a nice.
These are clearly the American version.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I didn't get the imported kind.
They say hobnobs.
Yeah. Just get out of here and let the fucking grown-ups do the bass thing.
Oh, keep going. So, am I playing bass then?
No, you're not playing bass. You're gonna go enjoy 11s.
Good.
The biscuits of
That'll
Saint
do.
Honore, the patron saint of pastries and such.
Have you ever had one of these? By the way?
Bro, yes. My
With the milk?
My father-in-law is British. It's a every year kind of thing, and we love hobnob. I'm a hobnobs guy. Don't like the digestives so much.
They're not bad.
They're not bad. They're cookies. They're not biscuits, by the way. No. They're just like they're meant to be dipped in tea.
Are they gluten-free? I'm diabetic.
Oh, yeah. Don't have one then.
Yep.
Don't have one.
So you go.
Yeah,
and
let the professionals handle
let the
it.
bass players go 4 strings to rule them all. That's basstheworld.com.
Cheers, lads. Thank you.
Cheers to you. Hi,
Bass nerds.
we're here.
I'm Jody.
And I'm Mark. And we're going to do the plugged in bass edition here at Chicago Music Exchange.
The proper way.
The proper way.
Here we go. All right, let's tell them about our badass. Can we cuss on this?
Oh, we're going to. Go for
Okay.
it.
All right. Let's tell you guys about these badass amps we just picked out because we're badass bass players. Mark, why don't you start them off here?
1966.
Ooh.
The year of our Lord.
I was
Jesus
a
Christo.
wee lad in 1966.
You look good for being old as fuck. Ampeg B-18. It just looked cool. I know what these sound like. I'm going to focus on vintage stuff today, and Jody's going to focus on not so much vintage, unless he sees something really cool that tickles his fancy.
We'll see. Well, let's move over here to some cooler, better amp. This here, it's hard to compete with an Ampeg B-18. We've got the Bergantino Forte HP2X. What I really like about this is the built-in compressor and the drive circuit that's inside this head.
And
Transformer! It's just
more than meets the eye. Nailed it, dude.
I think it's
It was the right
2,000
key,
watts. And we're going through the Bergantino Reference 112. Always been a big fan of Bergantino stuff. Jim's a great guy, always making some fantastic products. So, and then to, top it all off, I got my Pacific Peach cable here. I'm a sparkle guy. I got a custom Seric built with chartreuse gold sparkle relic.
Mm-hmm. I always thought chartreuse was blue. Then I thought it was green, and now I'm learning it's like yellowish.
It's yellowish, but I wouldn't go with just chartreuse. If I'm saying that. The gold is what really makes up for it. Okay,
Yeah.
So first bass I gotta go with. Gotta look good. You gotta look good on stage. Like that's obviously the most important thing, right? The looks. So good thing CME's got a few options to choose from here. So looking us right in the face
That
is
custom
this like
shop's pretty sick.
55P. Tele P, is that what do we, Tele bass, Tele P?
It would be a precision unless it was 60s actual Telecaster bass, but this is the precision bass.
Precision. It says P on it.
It is a 1951 reissue made by the Fender Custom Shop.
See, that's a good one. Let's hold it up next to this one.
Age Silverburst Sporkle.
Ooh, yeah. This one really...
that's just more bang for your buck.
It
more
is.
sparkle.
It is.
Less money.
The Music Man, Stingray, brand new.
That would be Ernie Ball Music Man.
We got another Sparkle Burst. This is the Player 2 series. So this
Step
is
into the light so they can get the full effect. There you go.
Look at that.
You probably saw it over here and thought that's just a Sunburst. What is he talking about?
Yeah, you didn't know.
And then you get sparklified. That is nice.
Price on this, $8.99.
Oh, so this is is this one of their player
This is the
series?
Player 2 series, yeah, the new one.
Yeah, I'd be interested in hearing
For
that.
$900, under $1,000, like you're getting a really sparkle burst.
We're all about great value here, guys.
But I think for me, the winner is the 55.
51.
51.
Always come
Reissue.
back to some other sparkles.
We can come back to sparkles.
bro, why don't we just take a quick pan over here? Look at this. This looks like one of those Rickenbacker light shows, but it's
Oh,
just
man, I didn't even
sparkle.
see the
That
cower.
Isn't that sick?
Oh,
I think that might be the winner.
that might be the one.
Sorry, I'm an expert in derailing plans.
Oh, man.
What is the model on this Bij?
Brand new.
This is a Draken? Not like us.
Wow. Looks like it's got
Say,
like
Draken.
maybe like some Thunderbird style pickups in it.
Yeah.
Those are Lollars.
This is really cool. The neck adjustment where the
Oh, you got. I'm all about convenience right here.
right where you can get in there and they still got the fretboard.
Mm-hmm.
And then that looks like Wenge fretboard would
I've heard
be
both
my
ways.
guess.
Legitimately.
Oh, and this one's number 8. Serial number 8.
The Ocho. That's cool,
All
man.
right, it's this one. It's
Yeah,
this
that's the winner. I mean, like the red on that, like just pops. I'm into vintage. When I was working here, I would work right here, and I had the vintage Fenders here, just always within arm's reach. As soon as we walked in, I saw this guy, 1959.
Brand new, custom shop, heavy relic.
No, this is a Refin, and you can kind of see the overspray on there, but like somebody abused this in the best way.
They loved it. That's love.
I always get so excited when I see something beat up like this. Like there's like those like, well, they're obviously playing with bad technique. This dude was in a bar loving this thing.
Well, when
whoever played this, they were super into it. At some point, they refinished it. Who knows why? But because it must have been an old refin, or it was refinished and made to look old. But you could see the vertical checking there.
in it, yeah, that looks
But this
really
is
sharp.
this looks like it might be a new guard.
Yeah, probably with the anodized guard. 1959. This
Nailed
is
it.
one of the more expensive options here. Marc has.
But it's light, dude. Feel that. It's like for what,
Oh, wow.
what it is. It's like surprisingly
yeah,
light.
super light. And then I'm always a big fan of a neck
This
wear.
is a player.
Yeah.
This is like a collector player. This is a piece of history. Somebody loved it.
No sparkle though.
And I'm already loving it myself. Dude, take your shades off.
no,
That's my move,
no,
man.
no. Are we recording? Listen, I play better with my Joe darts on. Okay,
His jarts.
my jarts on. Okay.
That looks so sick.
Right. I mean, that's why I had to put the shades on because it was too much. Power does a lot of these finishes. Recently, what was it? No Doubt at Coachella.
Yeah.
What's his name was on guitar was playing.
Banshee or something.
Yeah, one of the guitars that were the similar design and everything. So, real quick, it looks like they got some like T-Bird pickup here going on.
I think
hip
those are
shot.
Lollar.
You think they're Lollar?
It should say on the tag. I'm pretty sure they're Lollars, though.
I don't know. I don't have. These aren't prescription.
Oh, you need your cheaters? Here, why don't you, here, old man. Why don't
No, Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds.
you- Okay,
Well,
does
but
it
they're
say-
Lollar Thunderbirds.
That's what I'm,
But that's what I'm saying.
what did I fucking say?
Lollar Thunderbird pickups.
Yeah, get it right or pay the price.
And you'll notice, so what you might think is that it's volume tone, but this has actually got a mid indent in it, so I'm assuming that's pickup selector.
Yeah, it's probably a blend.
Right, a blend and volume and tone.
Well, let's hear it. Just
Let's-
play. Just play real quick. So I'll turn it up. That's clearly the volume. Yeah, this blend. There's the mid, there's both, and then there's just the neck.
Tone.
It's got a nice range to it. Ooh, warm. Play over here.
Also really cool, reverse headstock.
Yeah.
Big fan of that. So let's see what we got here.
Yeah, go for it.
Where are we at? All right, both pickups. Feel that slap? Back pickup. Front pickup.
They see that? Well, dude, that movie was just like.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. If you're back here, you're at the all the way at the back pickup. I think it sounds pretty great.
That sounds awesome. Dude, you have a pick? You have a pick?
I do have a pick.
Yeah, let's do a pick.
We had a fight about this off camera. Mark, tell them about your pick, or the thing you call a pick. How thick is your pick?
This is Dunlop. This is a Max Grip .60. I get this like sort of scrapey sound out of it, and you know, like I don't really hit. You don't have to hit it so hard all the fucking time. You know, treat
I
it
don't
with
like
respect.
my pick flaccid. I'd like a good, strong,
Yeah, here we go.
strong pick.
This is just yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Cool. Why don't you play the bass, Amber? Take. He's hitting it right now like it owes him money. First it was both going in reverse.
It's like super fat, super round.
Yeah.
Clearly a lot of articulation in it.
How does it feel? Does it feel like kind of resonant?
Yeah, for sure. I'm not the biggest fan of like finished necks, but
What do you mean, like gloss necks?
like gloss necks. I like
Some people really like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Our buddy Jocko. Jocko loves a gloss neck.
Yeah, it's you know, my hands sweat a lot, so I
Not
get a
Jocko
little.
Pistorius, by the way. Jocko 3X, the local hero. There can be more than one Jocko.
My hand gets a little sticky, but what's really, I mean, it does have a beautiful, nice flame, and it's got the binding on it too, which is really
Roasted and
nice.
toasted.
Roasted, very cool.
It's number 8.
And it's number 8. But really, I mean, main reason I caught my attention, the finish, right? See, the thing like feels like it's moving 1,000 miles an hour and it's standing still.
Yeah, well, I mean, like this. You're obviously this guy's in the lead right now.
right there.
Like,
But
to
like
the future.
the headstock with the
Excelsior.
name and everything is like really
Yeah.
like you're ready for
It's
a
an
bass
extension of your.
So Marcus,
Yeah.
let's see what your 1959.
I mean, it does what it's supposed to do.
What's it supposed to? Well, you know what I've been saying. That's the first thing I always play on a P bass.
That's all the way down. I'm gonna do about halfway up. You can hear a little bit more articulation. I love the warm, fat, woolly sound when it's
Yeah.
recorded. It's like breaking up a bit. I've got the bass cranked up, so it's gonna drive a little bit more. I just love that sound.
Can't go wrong
This
with the
combination, yeah. But like, oh, what was it? Yeah. Treble up a little bit.
Mark might have the most expensive rig in the house right now.
Yep. I fucked it up. I can't even play it
Come
today.
on, Mark.
Oh, man.
Third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm.
I think you need to sign up for lessons with Nathaniel over here.
Oh yeah, Nathaniel? No, hell no. I'm a Derek's bass lessons guy.
There you go.
Actually, I am. Derek Bannett, dude. Shout out to Derek.
What a monster.
I love him. Like when he did that Quentin Gaskin, like Here Comes the King, like.
I mean, I'm sure I'm seeing it, but I don't know it by name. But
so good.
I don't think I've ever seen anything he's done and gone like, that's not awesome.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true. I just don't like that, like the way that I play, like I'm too bad of a player. Like it exposes my mistakes. So I like it, you know, I like the fat driving sound, but it's awesome. I mean, like
very hip, Mark. Very hip.
These strings are rather old, I will say.
Yeah, but it's still got a lot of bite, you know.
It does.
You know, I'm a huge fan of articulation, right? So you can kind of be kind of reserved in your playing, and then smack them in the face with like a nice little.
Yep.
Just give me like 16th notes on the A string.
Oh man.
Open A.
Oh, we're gonna do two basses at once.
Well, I just want to see. I want to compare your overdrive to my
Steve?
Overdrive. Okay.
Real deal Holyfield, and that sounds good. It's gonna be a different sound altogether.
Well, you're right.
So 16th notes on the A. Yeah, dude.
Take my jarts off. Well, listen, I do want to. Yeah. All right. Are we rolling? We're good.
We're good.
All right, Marcus. A lot of nice Sandbergs over here.
I wonder why.
wonder why. Lot to choose from here. We got like a P style pickup over there. We got kind of a Music Man style pickup here. Obviously the jazz basses, a PJ setup here.
That's the Victor Brandt signature.
What pickups are these, Mark?
Those are the 48 pickups, which is essentially, it's like a humbucker, an M humbucker in the bridge, and then a split coil in the neck position, but we have it in the humbucker housing.
Oh, this is the one that Ollie played on the high fade. If you are following the bass nerds on Instagram, and even CME Basement reposted some of the stuff too of high fade ripping on this thing. So we got some footage out there of that thing. So I say we don't do that one. I'm kind of torn between the blue and the short scale, because, you know, I love the short scale. What I think I'm going to pick this one because, again, the
Short
look.
scale.
And the short scale, it's got that like three-dimensional wood grain in it. Is there a special term for that?
Well, some people call it sandblasted. We use a different technique.
Right.
But look, if you, so I'll just give you the rundown. This has the Sandberg Black Label pickups, ceramic magnets. Like you can see, like the pull pieces are a little bit larger than what you would see on like a vintage style bass. So it's
a little more girth there.
Yeah, so it's got a bit more of an aggressive sound.
On the girth.
And then this is a passive bass, and then 30-inch scale.
Nice, 30-inch. All right.
Yeah.
This is my pick for round two. What are you vibing on over here, Mark?
Oh, I mean, there's plenty to vibe on down here, but I know there's a couple things upstairs in the vault that I definitely want to check out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take a trip to the vault.
You want to go up to the vault?
Yeah.
Take a little trip.
Stay
Stay on
How you doing, dude?
Lock solid.
Nice to see you too.
Laurel rules.
Laurel rules. I've heard only good things.
We're gonna grab some basses from here.
We don't have any of those in here.
Yeah. Welcome to the big show. Is there? Oh, here we go. The illumination. We're in the vault, people.
Oh,
we're rolling still. This is David Aziz and Amini. Woo! I mean, what do you think the guitars in this room ballpark it?
2 to 50 bitcoins.
Scared, baby.
Amen. Amen. Hey, Mark, keep them
Swamp
distracted
music.
while I grab
Yeah, I
these
think
guitars.
these are actually these are Skinner's. These are Skinner's stacks.
Yeah, this is all Gary's.
Yeah, there's two in here that I really like. C3PO's guarding one of them. This is this Ampeg AEB-1. I love these with a Rink Danko vibe.
It's the devil bass.
No, it's not the devil. The devil had the two horns that went out like that. It looked like the devil. Almost died there. But they also had the scroll headstock. This has like an under pickup, like piezo. What do you call that? Piezo.
Yeah.
Italian flavor.
Yeah, Italian. This is rad. I love these.
Italians.
I think this is a 67, but you can see like this is made for upright players, right?
Right,
In
right.
fact, there used to be, you can put a stand on these guys and just, you know, and then the Ampeg baby bass as well, but the action's going to be high. It's got flats on there. Needs to be tuned, but
Very
it's
cool.
cool. And the other guy, just because I'm into efficiency, is this 1972 Rickenbacker 4001. And like, feel that guy. That's got a fast one.
Got a hefty neck on it.
Yeah.
But
Stars.
nice
These
action.
are decals. These are stickers. You can feel
Yeah,
them.
you don't want to take them off at this point, do
No.
you? You want to leave them on.
Star Child.
Baby, you're a star.
Let's go.
Is this just for like tough negotiations in here? Or this is the amp room now?
All right. So Ampeg AEB-1. I believe.
An Ampeg through an Ampeg.
And it. Match made in heaven.
Mark's going to try
Obviously.
and break $100,000
So,
in bases today.
Like I was saying, this is kind of designed like for upright players in mind, sort of making their way into the electric world.
Very
so-
scroll headstock.
Yeah, but like I feel like right? That's the Haitian fight song.
What are the controls on that? They just volume tone.
Yeah.
right?
You hear like a little bit of mid hump in there
Yeah,
too.
there's like a
and
mid
that-
honk in there.
Yeah, I wonder what sort of caps are in there, if anything. I mean, if it was just you could hear everything. Adam Ben Ezra would love a bass
Right,
like this.
start
Actually,
slapping
I'm not even gonna try to pretend to play like that. You know, like or that hillbilly, like doop 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 doop.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, but. Yeah, I like this bass quite a bit. I mean, they're fun. You know, it's a bass. This is
Well,
a
it's a little
bass.
different, you know, like you said, with that upright kind of vibe. You know, it's got a very particular sound.
He also made these fretless,
Right.
so you get that.
Sound you can get anywhere else. You need that thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, closest thing you might try to attempt is like a P, but that P doesn't sound like that, you know?
Yeah, but you could hear the
Right.
those like high mids just like freaking out right now. I'm looking for a pick, but I'm only
got
feeling lighters and
A
altoids
girthy
right
pick
now.
over here if you want.
I'll use it. Yeah, I'll give it a try. I'll give it the
Watch, he's
old college try.
instantly 10% better.
I don't like that sound at all. Actually, that's it's usable, but not
Well,
right now.
like, you know, Ace
think-
of Spades, like, you can rock it out with that kind of like.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, you can pick on this thing.
Right.
It's not really intended for that. Also, if you notice, if you get a little bit close here, Drew, there's they're mutes under the under the cover. Yeah, they're there. They're pushed down. So you have that. That's one of the reasons why like the sound is tapering off. It's not as resonant because the mutes are down.
It looks like this is adjustable too, right?
Yep, indeed, indeed it is.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, and you just pull these off. You can just pull the whole thing off, and there's no bridge. But then you'll have this like unsightly cavity, and that's where the pickup lives as well.
Am
under
I
there.
crazy?
Yes, you're crazy.
Well,
Got
I
him.
am crazy. Was it Rob DeLeo playing one on the Unplugged?
Maybe,
I
yeah.
think he might have been. I could be wrong about that. You're going to tear me up in the comments if I'm wrong, I'm sure. Nice, Marcus.
Not really. I'm gonna get eaten alive on this video, dude. It's gonna be awesome.
So,
all right.
Now let's go to the complete opposite end of the spectrum of that bass.
Complete opposite.
Well, I mean,
it's passive.
An upright version to a short scale bass is pretty drastic. You know, we got the 2 jazz pickups here. Similar layout to the Cower, where we've got a volume, a blend, and a tone. I really like the bridges on these basses specifically because there's a lot of adjustment, up, down. I think you can adjust string spacing too, it looks like.
Yeah, variable string spacing.
So you can really kind of cater it to what you like. Again, point out the kind of sandblasted finish. I don't know if there's a different name for that, but that's how I know it. Rosewood, looks like a rosewood board. 30-inch scale. 30-inch scale. You know, always easy access to the truss rod. I feel like that's sparkle, access to a truss rod are the 2 most important things. And then, yeah, you know, this has more of a finish on the neck that I prefer, nice and smooth. So let's see what she's got. Again, Bergantino. Tone up. Let's just put both pickups here.
How does it feel, like in terms of like the string tension and stuff?
Well, so I was kind of messing with it before we started rolling, and I kept wanting to go lower, you know, because it's such a short scale, but you've got such a tight tension on the strings too, so it feels like it could be a longer scale. So it's not like the strings still have a lot of tension, so it's really tight, not floppy or fluttery, like some people are afraid of with a short scale. You don't have that, and it's not even string through, you know.
Yeah.
Can't play without my pick. What'd you do here, Mark?
I put it in both pickups. So yeah, you just got volume, blend, and tone.
Really, like you said, short scale. You still got that really tight tight low E on it.
I mean, like you also have to consider like the basses that I've been playing through the amp that I've been playing through. So we got this like vintage sound, and it's like not all vintage amps are going to sound alike.
Sure.
This caters to like the warmer, woolier sort of like subby sort of bass, like the gooiness, you know. So the majority of like the sounds that I've been producing on purpose are more catered towards this. This is obviously a much more dynamic,
kind of like
thing.
More hi-fi kind of thing.
Right. But
Speaking of,
and both of them sit really well in studios for different reasons.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
I mean, like this cannot do what that does, and that cannot do what this does.
And same goes for the amps. Well, actually, this could probably do what this amp is doing, but I mean, look how fucking cool Don H had it all set up.
Yeah, you've got a pretty different. You got an all tube, 18-inch. 1966.
1966.
Mic'd up. We're using the DI.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're using the DI
You got an
here. This
RE20
got the
on that
mic,
guy?
an RE20.
Yeah. So like those are things to consider. Like
Yeah.
whenever you're hearing what you're hearing, like outside of the horrible playing that you're hearing right now on
Speak
my
for
side
yourself.
of, I am speaking for myself. But it's important to understand that like all of this is going to sound different in your hands, obviously.
Right.
Like as soon as I hand Jody this bass, it's going to sound much different, probably better, and then vice
Probably
versa.
worse.
Yeah, we'll see.
But I just, for years and years and years, I never really had much exposure to short scale basses.
Yeah, it's like a cheat code.
Oh, dude, you could just rip on these things.
Here, let's
They're
give it a
so
switch.
Jody knows how to pick them. Look at what just happened.
Yeah, it's got like a nice
Yeah.
I want to like just play like those like sick bass slap bass synth lines on like Sega Genesis tunes, you know, like I can't even do it, but like the Toe Jam and Earl sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear that guy through your hands.
All right. I don't even know where to begin on that. It's just, it's, I got
Yeah.
all this neck over here.
All subs. Obviously, like a mid-range, probably.
Attacking it really hard. I mean,
Yeah.
if I
I think I actually want to hear this bass. Like that obviously shines when the tone's down on this. It's just like boom, 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 boom. But I want to hear this through a modern amp. We're gonna do a little switcheroo real fast.
well here.
So like right away, like you have more tonal definition. It still has that mid-range honk.
I mean, I think I'm with you. I like that tone back,
Yeah.
you know, almost either completely off or close. Find a nice little sweet spot there where it's got like still a bit of articulation, but it's very dark still. So
I found picking away from the bridge because the pickup is underneath here, so you can hear every little movement as soon as the tone's up a little bit.
with the F hole, you kind of have a thumb rest
You
there.
sure do. Difference. So what I did, I adjusted a few things on the amplifier. I turned the low pass filter back, so it's around like 1.8K, and you get like sort of like that more like old school sort of sound, right? But I also turned the high pass filter sort of midway. You know, Jim probably is going to hate that, but I think it sounds good. It caters to this a lot better. I engaged the punch knob, so you get more of the 100 dB boost.
Yeah.
Just a nice little smack so you can accentuate the low end. And I turn up the compressor, and I think like that, all those little things, which you obviously won't have on an amp like this. This amp's designed plug and play, find a sweet sound, and just go for it. This one, you got a lot more options to play with.
Especially, I think it like lends itself too for like a little more legato style play.
Oh yeah, like especially like close to the neck.
Sounds great, man.
Yeah.
Definitely got its own kind of unique character.
Yeah, I think with a bit of more experience, especially with upright and like piezo style pickups,
Yeah.
Someone would do really quite well with that. Or you know, it's just a good tool to practice on. It's definitely good vibe city. And for this thing, you know, it's pretty straightforward. I do want to hear.
Well,
it
that
through
thing's
the
I think a
Ampeg.
little more versatile, right? I mean, obviously you've got the jazz pickups allow you to
Yeah, like see here.
do your Jocko. These are like great bass lines, right?
Nice, dude, with the shades and everything, dude. Hell yeah. Oh man, I saw a picture the other day of a young ZZ Top.
Yeah.
They're all their shirts off, they're filthy, they're wearing like matching trousers and like their glasses and like these red ball caps and stuff. And it said if you're Midwest grind band or like, you know, this is like young ZZ Top looks like classic Midwest grind band. Like they really do. You're gonna die in that pit if those dudes show up. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's the sound. That sounds awesome through that.
It's really nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's grab pick number 3.
Pick number 3. I already picked number 3, but
I
I'm gonna
didn't
wait.
pick my number
I
3
picked the
yet.
Rick. Rick pick.
Pick Rick 3.
Sending Rick
Rick
picks over
pick?
here. Oh yeah.
Going here.
Yeah, dude.
Come on, guys. Come on. Look at that. BC Rich, Warlock, EMGs. I think it's got this. This might be volume, tone.
Yeah. I mean, this is the ultimate smooth jazz weapon. This echo is kind of cool. Made in Italy on the very end there.
This
Yeah.
one here,
Yeah.
kind of similar to that Ampeg a little
Yeah,
bit.
I was joking
right?
earlier because like the way, like obviously there was some sort of decal here that's come off, but from a distance I was like, what is there, a fucking compass in there? That's awesome.
You could put your little button picture in there.
you
but,
put
I mean, I
anything.
think it weighs all of 3 pounds.
Yeah, look at that switch. Ooh, man. Oh, yeah, dude. Look, dude, get closer, get closer, get my mic closer.
Rotary
Little
switch.
ASMR. Shh, shh.
Wait.
Oh. And now I'm gonna turn the knob. Wait. I'm gonna do that. Make that money. ASMR money, dude.
I think I might have lost my little magnet.
Oh, dude, look right below you. That Roland, that like natural bass in the end. Yeah, dude. Synth bass, hell
Here,
yeah.
grab that while I try to fix my mic.
Ian Allison, this bass was made for you, just, you know, like 30 years, 40 years ahead of time.
There it is.
This is surprisingly light. Like, look at that look at that hardware there. Serious piece of hardware designed with the synth pedal so you can play your synth bass
What's
lines.
that thing there?
That's the MIDI pickup, isn't it?
Oh, MIDI pickup.
Yeah. Brass saddles. Was this a Bill Lawrence pickup? It looks like something he would have designed. This is cool. I love the knobs. I think I messed up. I think this is going to be a late submission. I think we should just have this in here for both of us to dick around with. What do you think?
I
You
mean,
could still pick your own bass. I'm just saying.
I'm not letting
playing
Marc
that Rick,
pick
but
for
I
me.
definitely want to hear what this does.
We can definitely let that take a look. But let's follow me over here to this wall. Let's see what we got going on here. Got a couple more.
Because I'm the loved child.
The Reverend,
The Watt Flower.
Watt Flower, Plower.
Those ding walls are
ding
cool.
walls
I
are
like these.
very
I like this
cool.
finish.
Yeah, that's very
You know?
cool. That's very cool.
Babe, let's hop down the strip and we'll take the convertible. But I do like that finish. I think it's
Couple
rad. I like to see it's coming
Ibanez's
back.
here.
And also, isn't Sheldon just the nicest freaking dude?
Very cool. Very
I
awesome.
like how I said that kind of Canadianly too. Shout out Sheldon. Sheldon Dingwall.
We've gone through some P's, we've gone through some J's.
Oh,
but
didn't you want to play that guy?
the 51?
Yeah, the 51 reissue.
But I already did a sparkle, so I'm kind of feel like I might be a little sparkled out. I don't know.
There's
but
no such thing.
that J looks really nice. I think I'm going to go with the J here. Kind of the Geddy Lee. I don't know what this is specifically. It's a custom shop. Got to take my glasses off because my jarts, I can't see. 68 jazz bass.
Reissue.
Custom shop. Definitely kind of got a little bit, I mean, it's got the torque guard. You know, these are such a classic instrument that, you know, you just can't go wrong with them.
Jody, we have a 1972 Rickenbacker 4001. I'm going to say Rickenbacker, but I really want to say Rickenbacker. But, you know, it's Rickenbacker. You know,
Very cool.
that's what it is.
Definitely show them that stripe on the back of the
Yeah,
back.
those
you
beautiful
know?
stripe and the like old Grover tuners too.
Yeah.
Like, look at that. Put your finger on there, dude. Oh yeah. Get into the
It's
groove.
hard to tell where I'm at with my. There we go.
Yeah, no depth perception there. This is cool. I mean, it's a piece of history. The action's actually like nice
We
and
had
low.
super low, and you could see that you're also a star when you play this. bass.
Baby, I'm a star. Immediately just want to play a pick with this thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to. There are no rules. Again. Want to hear it with distortion though. Yeah, dude.
Does that have the dual inputs on it?
It
too?
does, the
Yeah.
Rico sound. Right now, obviously, I've got it in the mono jack here. For anyone who's confused, Rickenbacker basses and guitars, they would have the Rico box, the Rico sound box, which would help you split your sound stereo. So in many occasions, people would plug right into this one, you know, just figuring like, oh, where did I get the other, oh, we'll get one pickup on there. What's going on? There's a mono pickup or mono output jack right here. So, and even if you're running a stereo cable in here won't
Right,
work. It
won't
won't run
work.
in
It's
stereo. You
not
have to have that
TRS,
Rico box.
right.
That's how they get you. There's always something. There's always something. Little upcharge there from the automotive industry. You know, you want some nice white wall tires with that one? That's basically what the Rico sound is. You could probably raise this pickup up just a little bit to kind of make it a little bit more balanced. Because you could hear, I mean, it's supposed to be like a more trebly, less bassy sort of pickup, because when you put them together, they balance. You're going to get more bass over here because, as you all know, a string vibrates on an ellipsis like that. So the further away from the contact points, the more, you know, more this you're going to get. You're going to get a little bit this down here, and then it's going to get bigger over here, and then it's going to get smaller down here. But so bass pickup, treble pickup sounds. I want a little bit more meat to it, but when you put them together, it has a nice
But that
balanced
treble
sound.
is, you know, very Geddy Lee, very,
Yeah.
you know, get a nice little bite on.
Yeah, I mean, like this is a bit. It's definitely favoring like. Yeah.
You figured it out.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I do want to hear this through that modern rig in a little bit, but like right now, just even through this Ampeg, it sounds awesome. Sounds like a Rick. I mean, it's awesome. Looks cool, and it does that Rick sound that you're
Well,
looking
you've
for.
got the 66 with the 72 with the 86.
86. Wow, now I'm old. Look at all that gray hair, dude.
Well, so I have here a custom shop, brand new bass, but it looks like it's a little worn because it's aged, and you know I'm a big fan of Relic instruments.
Hot point.
You know, got the block inlays with the binding. What did I say? What year is it based off of?
70.
68.
Oh, 68.
I thought of 70 is originally as well, but 68. Got your custom shop. You know, got a couple little dingies in here, which I think is great, man. I just like we all grew when we all got our like first high end guitar or bass that was brand new, we would be so afraid to play them.
You're just like,
The first scratch is going to take $500 out of it. I mean, I've had guitars that I was afraid to play because they were so mint.
yeah.
That like, ugh. So something that's already got a couple dings in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I can hear him now. Shh, you whisper. You can hear him.
I think I need to put my own marks on it.
I do. You got to scratch and carve your name in it.
You gotta
Yeah.
earn your stride.
valid.
Yo, dude, cool it, dude. Like, not everything has
Just
to be
play
brought
the
back
bass,
to that.
man.
Stolen valor, dude. Grow up, dude. Grow up.
Genuinely a thing, like within the last couple weeks.
And it's a guy thing
Yeah,
specifically.
somebody was like, this is basically stolen valor.
So yeah, I mean, it's a jazz bass. If it were mine, I would probably take this guard off because it gets in the way of my playings. Or actually,
The Marcus Miller route, right?
I would take the ashtray off because I like to get that palm muty thing
Yeah.
here. I can actually leave this one on and kind of play
Same.
around it when I've got this
Yeah,
thing
you just
missing.
play down there for the most part.
So, but 3-ply torque guard. Let's.
I loved hearing Marcus Miller talk about like the reason why he kept this on there for the longest time. He's like, I thought it was breaking the rules if I took them off, and his buds were like, no, man, you just take it off. It's fine.
Well,
Those
but
are designed for an aesthetic thing because Clarence Leo didn't like the way that the pickups look underneath, but
I mean, I agree with.
it looks
Fender.
sharp. It looks
Looks
super
cooler this way, but
Yeah.
I just got to be able to play it. And since
I was also thinking with the freaking the finger rest right
I
there.
never use
this
that
this is
thing.
how bass players are gonna want to play like that. No, man, no.
No.
And then they got tired of everybody being like, well, let's just unfuck this and put it right there.
Put it
and
right there.
That's where I'm gonna rest my thumb.
And since I feel like I need to be a little more sophisticated, I'm going to use my more sophisticated glasses for this and not put my
Yeah.
jarts on. So I don't know. Let's see what we got. Volume, tone, pretty, typical for jazz bass. And
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit's making a comeback, guys.
Like, you probably aren't picking this up on the mics and because you're going direct, but like in the room, it's got that real nice sparkle sound to it. Like, you can tell this is a good one. This sounds like a jazz bass, but that's a good one.
Yeah, well, see, I'm
Crispy,
at
sparkly on top.
What am I doing here? I got just front pickup now.
You know what's funny? I'm just realizing this now, but we have a Rickenbacker 4001, and I know it's a 68, but like a 70 style, even though the pickup's in the 60 spot. But we got a whole Rush theme going on right here. So you gotta.
Really know too much Rush.
This mind is not for rent.
So now we're in the bridge pickup.
No, now you're both pickups.
Oh, you
This
touched
is.
my knobs?
I did. I touched your knob. Felt like that finger rest gets in the way, but the way that you're playing, it looks like
it kind of stops
it looks like it
me.
suits you. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
it's not. I mean,
it's
I'm
keeping
hitting
that-
it.
It's
but
like
it
keeping
keeps
that
me
economy of motion going.
I'm a big economy of motion guy. I'm
Yeah.
all about the economy.
No.
In this economy,
Yeah,
you
like-
gotta be about the economy.
me crazy, but I think you like that one.
Well, I've been looking for a jazz bass. Like I've got a 75, 6P.
Yeah.
And I need a nice jazz bass to complement.
There's a 66 up there. The bound neck dot inlays.
We'll see. You know, money's tight right now in this economy.
You know, getting a vintage Fender P bass or jazz bass, I think I would have to go with a 72, like a good 72 in mocha.
I mean,
Make
I'm
the
kind of
fingerboard.
open to any of them, frankly, as long as, you know, it's really for me, it's about action. You know, I
Yeah.
need to be able to get a nice, tight, low action
Right.
that's consistent across the board. I'm not a huge fan of like the late 70s because of the weight issues.
Yeah, but they do
if-
sound good though.
They sound great. If I could find one that didn't weigh 12 pounds, I'd be down. I don't discriminate when it comes to jazz basses, but I honestly, a custom shop, even that Player 2 series over there, like if I only had $1,000 to spend, I would definitely, like, top of the list would be one of those Player 2 series basses, because you see it's like really well built, a lot of great materials in them. So that would be an option if I had more money. You know, the custom shop is really a good option. I do like this layout with the volume tone, but the winner for me is the stack knob, volume treble, volume tone, that like early 60s.
The old concentric stack knobs.
This concentric knobs,
I think there's a 60-something reissue. It says 62, but that would be more of a 61 type.
Yeah, there's that one. There's this blue one behind us too with the stack knob.
Yeah.
The matching headstock.
Clay
looks
dots.
Killer. Let's just give a little bit of overdrive.
Yeah, do it.
You got a pick? A pick?
Another
you
one.
got a pick. Is this the same one I gave you?
No, you had a black one. I gave it back to you. I want to hear this.
Not a bad tone on it.
I want to hear this through that amp.
Let's go. Mute.
Keep the distortion on.
Surprise. Here, I'm going to just give you this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. I don't need that.
Okay. Get out of here. Get out of here with that bull.
You want the overdrives?
Yep.
Ready, Mark?
Yeah, give me that pick back.
Get set.
Yeah. Riff. Is that all the way up? The drive?
Drive is all the way up. Well, we could. Black Sabbath. The world is the...
Yeah, it's cool.
Very cool. Mark
Rick and
makes me
distortion.
want to get jewelry. Look at these.
Oh yeah, dude, got
The
that whole
rings,
hillbilly mafia thing going on there. My
the
buddy
gold.
Judd just got married. He got me this as a gift.
The Cuban links.
Yeah, I did a speech, a toast, and everything. It didn't say the F word once.
Messed up.
Cool.
Gnarly.
All right, so we've done this. We've done this for a while. Drew's got a lot to edit, but that Roland, yeah.
Because I want to turn knobs while you play a little.
Well, this probably won't do anything over here because this was intended for the synth. This is a Roland GR33. Goes with the GR. It says 330, but I'm pretty sure it's the GR33.
Yeah.
Well, I know the synthesizer is the GR33, made in Fuji, in the Fuji factory back in the 80s.
Ready or not.
In 1980,
here
when
I
disco
come.
was popular. So you got bass and treble for sure. I mean, this
So
treble
it is
hot.
active, huh?
Yeah, it's active. You can see the battery compartment. But this thing's awesome. Just even without the synthesizer, it's a hell of a bass. It's got this like Bill Lawrence looking pickup. It looks like a single
is that
coil.
a solid piece too? Oh,
One
no, there's,
piece? No, there's
a
some
seam
split, yeah.
down here I see in the front.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like I said earlier, it's surprisingly light. But dude,
Yeah,
like
there's seam right here.
I think there's center indents too. This bass is
Oh, yeah.
like light years ahead of its time for
Right.
sure.
What year
And
is it?
1980. You hear that, dude? Here, how are we doing on the gain? Yeah, we're peaking. We got to dial that back a little bit. I mean, this is a hot pickup. This is a hot pickup
Yeah,
system.
look, is it a single coil too?
Yeah,
It looks like it's
It's a single coil.
It's a little wider. Maybe there's something in there.
but it's quiet. It's not like a
right.
super
It's,
like.
it's quiet and it's super beefy.
Yeah, so I would probably categorize this technically a humbucker. There's probably
Yeah.
some sort of dummy coil. I'm not as well read on these particular bases, but like I said, it just even without the even with the synthesizer, which I'm sure you can find somewhere. You know,
Right.
you can find that and then hook it up. But I mean, just like listen, like. It's a little bit too much up top for my liking, so you can dial it back. Like I said, there's like the center notch.
Yeah.
So I would probably like just put it just a little bit above center. And then like that's what bass all the way up. Now it's all the way down. What I really like about these knobs too is that they have like these little grooves and there's a bit of rubber there too.
Yeah, a lot of grippy.
Nice little texture. Like, somebody's got to redo this thing. I think it's awesome. I mean, like, there's a billion synth pedals out there as well,
Right.
so you don't have to.
Does it
necessarily
have
need
just
that.
a standard MIDI plug, or is it like a?
It's not a
like a
standard
15
MIDI.
pin.
Yeah.
thing?
It's like an old
Yeah.
Giant. Yeah. Scuzzy.
This is gonna go in my Macintosh.
right. It's a very Phil Lesh vibe. Going
Yeah.
There with the
Yeah,
plug,
I mean,
right?
but it's awesome. There's a whole slew of sounds. I've always wanted to get my hands on one. I've always seen one or the other.
Yeah.
I've seen the synth by itself and I've seen the bass by itself.
Right.
But I've never in person seen both and play them both together. I know they sound awesome.
I played a few of the Roland ones with the that are like more shaped kind of like that cower with
Yeah.
the stabilizer
Yeah,
across
yeah.
the top here with that giant
Yep.
monster. I feel like the neck's got kind of a P bass. It's like a little
Yeah.
wider, right?
I think even just the bass by itself, I would definitely go.
Yeah, I mean it sounds great. I heard you playing it from around the corner, and this is not what I expected you.
Right.
What I heard,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's like a
Yeah.
modern P or something like that. But
Yeah, I would look for one of these and the synth to go with it.
it's got great action.
positioning of the pickup, it's not too like nasally sounding.
No,
That-
well,
I was
but
not
I
expecting
kind of
that.
like playing back closer to the bridge, and this is
Me too.
kind of in a medium place where I can still rest my thumb on the pickup and get a lot of bite.
I kind of love this bass.
Yeah, that's the bass drum.
Just as it is,
Set
without
neck.
the synth, like I think it's kind of worth it.
I mean, you can tell a lot of craftsmanship went into it, even outside of just all
Yeah.
the electronic stuff. Like, it's really well.
Right,
built
the bass is
instrument.
45 years old and it still feels like
Feels
new.
great. It
Yeah.
sounds great. It's also got like the kickback headstock here.
Yeah.
I don't know what the technical term is, but
Yeah, I'm gonna go home and look it up, figure out like who is really behind this design.
Very cool.
Honestly, I think they kind of nailed it. CME plugged in, bass edition, first of its kind. Hopefully not the last. There's a lot of really cool stuff down here. I've known that for a long time. You've known that for a
I've
long
known
time.
that for a long time. I think we really set the bar here.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
We'll see if you guys can.
No guitarists allowed.
Nathaniel can keep up.
Yeah.
Going forward. But if you guys ever need us to come back and do some more, we'd love to do that. And
Yeah, or just Jody by himself. Yeah, he's better.
I
player.
mean, we're a team, buddy.
That's
I
right.
wouldn't do it
That's
without
right.
you.
I bring the irreverence.
Yeah.
That's about it. A little bit now. I don't know some shit.
But we are the Bass Nerds.
Mm-hmm.
You can find our podcast where we have lots of guests. I think coming up, we got Kevin Scott coming up.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Ollie from High Fade. A Michael Tobias one.
And
that-
Daniel. Michael and
Michael and Daniel Tobias will be
That's
coming
a really
up.
good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah, we just had Horace Panter of the Specials on, so we got a giant catalog, so be sure to follow, like, and mash that like button and all of that stuff. But yeah, thanks to CME, to the CME Basement, and hopefully you'll have us back. And
And once again, this is Jody, and I am Blimp Biscuit.
Blimp Biscuit, I'm really looking forward to the comments below. But so yeah, thanks so much, guys. We'll see you on the next one.